Hey cuties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to share a lesson I learned from one of my favorite TV shows, Love Island. I love Love Island. I think it's so fun, so fascinating. I love that it airs every day of the week basically when it's on, and I like to watch it while I'm cooking dinner. It's just the best. No one can tell me otherwise. And one of the things I learned from this show, or one of the things I took away from it, is a phrase that they kind of throw around here and there, and it is don't deep it. So if one of them is worried because their partner or the person they like is talking to someone else, they're getting nervous, their friends will be like, babe, don't deep it, Don't make a problem where there isn't one, or don't make a story. Don't add unnecessary weight or gravity when it's just not necessary. It's fine. All is well. Don't deep it. And I just think this is such a fantastic mantra that we can bring into our own lives, and we can be those friends to our friends, but also to ourselves. If you catch yourself spiraling, worrying, making a story, judging, don't deep it. Don't deep it. Life's already, heavy enough. There's already enough things going on. We don't need to create unnecessary problems, stories, and gravity. And one thing I noticed in my own life is when I'm looking at other people's lives, friends, families, strangers on the television, everything seems so simple and linear. You're like, they really have no reason to worry. Or if they want something or they want to tell someone something, you're like, just tell them, just go get it, just do it, and to apply that same level of kind of broad stroke overview and simplicity to your own life. Because I think when we're in our own lives, we're so we're in the dense bushes and forest of it all, or hills. We see every nitty gritty rock and we kind of think, no, I can't do it because of this limitation or that past experience, or it just seems very complex and multi-layered when we're in our own kind of seat and view. But when you look at other people, you're like, no, it actually is really simple. If you like someone, tell them. If they reject you, that's okay. Keep moving. It's all so simple. So to apply that same level of not deeping things and that broad stroke simplicity and overview to our own lives, basically giving yourself the advice you would give to a friend or a stranger who was in a similar circumstance. I think that's another way to apply don't deep it. Just make it really simple and obvious. Then when it comes to things that are arising in your life, moments, circumstances, thoughts and stories in your brain, just reconnecting and remembering that you are the meaning maker, you are the storyteller. A lot of, Buddhist tradition and many Eastern religions kind of bring us back to that idea of neutrality. Shakespeare said, I think, nothing is good or bad, thinking makes it so. Letting everything kind of land in that neutral place, and then realizing that you get to decide whether something is serious or light, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And that's why those phrases like count all things joy and all things give thanks, everything is always working out for me, are so powerful, because when you start to take these neutral things and see them as a good thing or something working for you, you feel stronger, you feel brighter, more hopeful. It's easier to keep moving forward. And so instead of deeping things, you can lighten things, you can bliss things by saying, hey, this is a good thing. I'm glad that happened. No, this is making me stronger. Oh, yeah, because this happened, I bet something even better is gonna happen. Just keeping that bright, open mindset. And if you can't get into the gratitude or the this is a positive thing, at least keeping things neutral, almost giving it no meaning, no story, no extra thought power and life force energy, your time, your mind, just whoosh, letting it go. Don't deep it. I have 3 stories that I've heard over the years from different spiritual teachers. I think they are kind of like Buddhist parables, most of them. And I thought I would share them here with you today. These are the kinds of stories that are kind of passed by word of mouth. So I don't know if there's like an official version of them. I did try and look, but I'm just going to share my kind of what I remember of each story, because I think they all carry this don't deep it message in some way. And so the first story is a girl in a village gets pregnant out of wedlock, and her parents are upset, and she says that the father, she lies and says that the father was the monk who lives on the hill. So the parents march up there angrily with a little baby and give it to the monk and say, you know, you got our daughter pregnant, so you have to raise this baby. And he just says, is that so? And so he takes the baby, he raises it with care, feeds it, clothes it, teaches it, is very kind to it. And later on, the daughter confesses to that the parents actually know it was this other guy, my boyfriend in the village, who got me pregnant. And they're kind of mortified. They go back to the monk. They're like, we're so sorry that we kind of destroyed your reputation and got so upset at you. And now we're going to take this child that you've raised back. And all he said is that so? And just kind of maintaining that equanimity, like life brought me this, so I face this, I deal with this, I do my best with this. Life takes it away, okay, yeah, that's okay too. Just maintaining that equanimity. The second story also happens in a little village. There's a man with a farm, and he has a family, a son, and a horse, and the horse runs away, and his neighbors are like, oh no, your horse, it ran away. That's so terrible. And he says, maybe so. And then the horse comes back with a whole herd of wild horses. So now he has like 10 horses, and his neighbors are like, oh my God, that's amazing. Now you have all these horses. And he just says, maybe so. And then his son is riding one of these wild horses, falls off and breaks his leg. The neighbors are like, oh my God, that's terrible. I'm so sorry for your son that he broke his leg. And the farmer just says, maybe so. And then the military comes through, conscripting all the eligible young men from the area, and his son can't join the military because he's injured. And the villagers are like, wow, isn't that wonderful that you didn't have to send your son off to war? And once again, he says, maybe so. And it's just this idea that with the tides turning of life, you know, you can call things good, you can call things bad, or you can just let them kind of keep floating through, not deeping it, just trusting in life. The final story is two monks walking on a path. They're taking a journey, and they come to a river, and along the riverbank is a young woman, and she's kind of nervous. She's trying to cross, but she needs help, so she asks them, can you help me cross this river? And these monks have taken a vow to never touch a woman, so it's kind of against their beliefs. But the elder monk says, yeah, sure. He picks her up, carries her across the river, puts her down. And the younger monk is looking at him like, what did you just do? Like, you just broke one of our big rules. And it's very upsetting to him. So they're just walking in silence. The younger monk is like, oh my gosh, should I bring it up? You know, should I confront him about this? A couple hours go by. And eventually he just can't stand it anymore. He needs to air it out. So he says, why did you do that? Like, why did you pick up that woman and carry her? You know, we're not supposed to. And the older monk says to the younger monk, I set her down on the other side of the river. Why are you still carrying her? You get it? Like, in his mind, in his thoughts, right? All of us can be like this younger monk sometimes, stewing on things that have already happened, already passed. And this is a great time to say, don't deep it. I've always loved those three stories. They come and float through my mind from time to time, and I always gain some wisdom from it, or it always feels like a helpful thing. Recognizing that everything is inherently neutral, I truly believe this, and that we're the meaning makers, we're the story makers, so we can choose to take any moment in time and you can romanticize it, see it as beautiful, making you stronger, adding to your life. Maybe you don't know how yet, but you're like kind of open for that. Or you can see it as a problem, a worry, something you need to fix. That's a choice too, and just recognizing nothing has an inherent nature that needs fixing. It's a choice to see something as a problem or a solution, a blessing or a curse. That is all up to us. Just because we're orientated more towards giving things gravity and meaning and kind of making stories out of our lives, you're always going to feel a little bit better if you choose to take that path of lightening things, not making them as serious, and choosing to not deep it. So I invite you to take this lesson with you into your day and use it as a mantra, share it with your friends. Don't deep it. You know, if you catch your mind spiraling, if you catch yourself worrying, don't deep it. Snap, blank the mind, pivot, focus on what is working. That will always serve you. That will always feel good. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm so grateful for your presence here. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. And I am sending all my love your way. Mwah.